Hey, hi, how's everybody doing? Hope good. So I have an update and an up day. Yay! The roller coaster is on a high, but and like my kind of jaw would be dropped to the ground one of those moments, because I like had this big turmoil happen and made some decisions, and that was what the universe needed to drop a seed into my mind about what I could do immediately that was totally my thing, that like I love so much, and that all my spiritual psychic friends have always wanted me to do for them, which is like this very real thing I have experienced from knowing these kinds of people in my life for 20 years plus, is that people that are excellent channels, healers, readers, psychics, tea leaf tarot, scrying, like all of these abilities are in this lane, and then marketing and sales is in this lane. So keeping up with the trends and the TikTok and the YouTube and promotion and web design and where to get clients, like these are things that they are like, please do for us. So I did like design my past store to have like this cafe hangout and full moon events, and had reader rooms in the back, and I did a lot of that work, but reaching out to... There's my YouTube is done. So anyways, that's what I was thinking I could do again. I was like, okay, get a job for $5 an hour, surrender to this. You're reading the Surrender Experiment. I don't know if you are on my book club or not, but I'm reading this book, and I'm listening to it, and it's changing my life. And I was listening to a lady today, and she explained, oh my God, she explained this question I've had in my whole life. Like, why do bad things happen to good people? Like, why do these beautiful spiritual people I know have such like bad health, bad finances, bad luck? Like, what is it? Why do bad people get ahead and good people don't? And it was so cool. She said on an interview that, like, if you're guided to go get advice from a psychic and you don't listen to that advice, and spirit had a direct line to tell you what to do next, and you ignore, then you get walloped on the head. Like, your life gets hard because you knew enough to ask, and then you blatantly thought, I know better. And so you just keep getting whacked until you listen. So that just, for me, made so much sense. I was like, oh my God, it's true. If you don't know better and you don't know what you don't know, then things are simpler, like a little child. Like, the universe isn't gonna like punish a child. They don't know better. But if you're an adult and you've gone and sought professional psychic advice and you found your answers and you're not listening, that's a whole different ballpark. So that was super cool listening to that. I loved hearing that. That was today. So, or yesterday, and then I fell asleep watching the interview. So this morning I finished it. But anyways, I'm reading the Surrender Experiment, and I realized that I can no longer wait for my investments to come. I need to get a job. I need to face the loans that I've taken from family and friends. I need to get on track. I need to get money. I need to pay. And then I interviewed for a very low-paying job and struggled a bit with my ego over that, but I thought, I'm gonna surrender. It's what life's bringing me. Maybe something else will come from this, and maybe not, but it's what's in front of me. And I had the interview, and the guy goes, hey, you know, this is $5 an hour. And I said, yep, I don't love that, but I do know that I do accept it. And then it was for like a company I wasn't super in alignment with, and I told him that too. It's like kind of unusual because I needed the job and I wanted the job, and I thought, I'm not gonna say anything, and I did. Like I had to be honest, and I said, I will do a good job, totally, but can you please keep your eye open for something else? And I'll work like where you can put me. And then I followed up the next day and I said, hey, like, did the lady see my introduction? And he said, I decided not to show her because I'm looking for a better job for you, one that pays more, and I'll get back to you in a couple days. So I kind of was like listening to the universe. I thought, wow, I'm taking the steps, I'm surrendering, and things are getting better. And this is something that's been happening in the surrender experiment, as he was offered a job teaching at a university and he did not want to. But the guy said, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, like, you're coming and teaching. So he showed up at his interview and she said, what do you want to teach? And he's like, I don't know, like about the voice in your head and consciousness, and that we're like on this tiny speck of dust floating in the universe. And she's like, okay, well, the only class you could possibly teach where you could work those things into your curriculum is this. It was like, it's a social science or something, I don't remember. Anyways, so he was honest. He followed the steps. He was honest in the interview and he got a great job. So I had the same thing happen, which is really cool. And then I had this like epiphany that, I owned that metaphysical store for so long. I know the pain points of other metaphysical store owners. Like, I know that a lot of them, like me, love spirituality and love helping people and love shiny, pretty crystals and lovely sounding music and yummy scented oils and stuff, like beautiful jewelry. I mean, come on, who doesn't love beautiful, like, real stone jewelry that helps you feel balanced and lucky and happy? Like, so amazing. Anyways, so I thought, well, why don't I offer my help to them? Like, I know that what drove me in part to go back to school to get marketing was I had these visions of how I wanted to set my social media up and I wanted to market, and then I just couldn't pay a Canadian price. I could not pay $60 to $100 an hour. So I thought I might as well learn myself. I love it anyways. I love technology. I love art. I love communication. So that's what drove me to do that and get that career under my belt, so to speak. So anyways, I had that thought, and then that night I put on Google metaphysical jobs, and I said I wanted to call store owners in the United States because I've moved to Mexico and I really, really love California, and I love some of the movements there, and I just thought, yeah, the States is totally my jam. I want to work for some psychic stores there. And so I went online, looked for metaphysical jobs, and Indeed popped up with this job from a metaphysical store owner looking to bring somebody on with commission pay and help them book clients and promote them. And I added on there after reviewing them, like maybe some social media and stuff, but originally the job is just to like book them, get clients coming, like help them with that aspect solely, like just managing them. And so I looked into them, I watched some stuff, I really resonated with them, and I thought, wow, this is very aligned, that this is happening, and I found this place. It's exactly what I asked the universe for. So I applied and they got back to me right away. And I have an interview tonight with them, and I thought, it relieves so much stress and anxiety when you're working with psychics, because they know they've already had an insight, they've already gotten a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And that was like one of my core things I didn't love about applying for work that was sort of blocking me before, was you've got to jostle your resume around to make you look like superior and stretch the truth and look good on paper and try to match it and sort of work the system in your favor. And I thought, well, it's so nice if they're psychic, they can just ask, hey, is this the right person for me? And so anyways, that's gone all smoothly, and we'll see how it goes. And I feel good and unattached either way, because it's just the beginning of a journey. And I really love how things have been going, and I think that's the hook, is can I feel this much in the flow when things are working the way I want them to, and when there's a flow of things not working the way I want. Because that was the definition of enlightenment that the author of the Surrender Experiment tossed out there. He said his definition of enlightenment is transcending personal preference, when you can just be in a state of surrender and flow and trust that the universe has a bigger plan for your life than you could possibly even see. It's pretty cool. So it's my update. I still have all of the stuff going on, but I declared a path forward and I'm walking it, and let's see what happens. It's like kind of exciting.